Come down to the floor. So stretch your legs out long, lift your upper back, tuck your shoulder blades in and take your arms overhead. Let your thighs roll out to the side and just realign your neck. So keep your neck in line with your spine. Just take your arms overhead and let your spine just move away from the floor. Thighs are rolling out, so we're opening up through our pelvis and just a nice gentle stretch. You might want to lean more to one side and then come back to center as you stretch the waist and lean over to the other side. So we might just hold on to the right wrist and lean gently over to the left side, stretching the right side body. And then we'll come back to center, take a hold of the left wrist, lean over to the right side and stretch the left side body. And then come back to center. Now just drop your arms down and bring your hands onto your lower abdomen. So your fingertips will touch your pubic bone. So just find that area and try and get your hands to rest in between your hip bones, almost like you're making a diamond shape between your thumb and your index finger. Now just keeping the thighs, the legs where they are. You're just going to activate your pelvic floor. So lifting the pelvic floor all the way up. Now, as you do that, as you lift your pelvic floor up, you will feel the muscles just inside of your hip bones engaging. You're drawing the navel up towards the ribs. So almost like you're drawing everything up from the pelvic floor all the way up towards the navel. And then start to relax that slowly. You'll feel the muscles relaxing. And then when you're ready, as you breathe out, draw up and in. And then release it slowly. Now this time we draw the pelvic floor up. And then almost like zip up from the pubic bone all the way up to the navel. So drawing the waist in like you're tightening a belt around your waist. Keep the pelvic floor lifted and then relax the muscles. Keeping the pelvic floor engaged. Then zipping back up again from pubic bone all the way just below the floating ribs. And then unzipping all the way down. 2 more times. And if you need to re-engage the pelvic floor, then do so. And release. 1 more time. And then release. Well done. Bending the knees, so flatten your back to the floor and feet are hip distance apart. Again, we're going to lift the pelvic floor up, zip up through the abdominals, and then just open the legs and close them, bringing the knees together. So open and close. Just warming up through our hip flexors into the abdominals. So you'll notice it's harder to maintain that contraction through the abdominals when we start to move the surrounding body parts. It challenges the abdominal muscles a little bit more. You've got to keep the pelvic floor lifted, those belly muscles engaged. So this helps to work the adductors in the inner thigh and the abductors in the outer thigh. So the adductors in the inner thigh are actually part of the core muscles. So we're warming them up through movement and through breath. You've got 3 more. Open, close, and open, close, and 1 more. Lovely. Bring the feet back and knees back to hip distance apart. Then arms by your sides. Just press into your feet and just hover your hips off the floor. Now keeping your spine really long here, drawing up through the pelvic floor, realigning abdominals. You're going to take that pelvis and scoop it back and then scoop it forward with the elevation of the hips. Okay? So we're challenging our core back strength here as well as the core front. So the hips are elevated from the floor just ever so slightly. You've got to activate those inner thighs because that's going to help you keep the pelvis, keep the hips elevated and moving without too much movement of the body. So this is what you're looking not to do. Okay? This. Moving off the torso. You're looking to keep the spine and just dip the tail and scoop it under without too much movement of the body. So small, compact, strong. Scoop under and draw in. Breathing out to scoop under. And breathing in to release. 2 more times. And release. And 1 more time. Come back to that neutral and then lower your hips to floor. Extend your legs and just pause and feel. Let your thighs roll out. And then come back to bent knees, feet on the floor again. Realign the spine. You can cradle your head or just have your arms by your sides. And then just lift your hips and hover them again. Now, you're going to extend through your front leg or right leg. So keep your knees level. And then drop your knee down towards your ankle. Hold it. Your hips are still elevated. You'll feel this in your bottom, your back, and your lower belly. Lift the knee back up to knee height, or the leg to knee height, and then drop it down to ankle height. Good. We lift, and we lower. Lift, and lower. And 1 more. And then lower all the way to floor. Extend both legs. You have felt that in your left glute. Yep, well done. Come back to the other side. So both knees are bent. Realign that spine again. Hover the hips off. And left leg extends. So knees are in line. Hips are hovering. Activate, press through the right big toe. Drop it down to ankle. And lift it back up to knee height. Drop it back down. Good, hold it. And lift it back up. Inhale to drop. Exhale to lift. 2 more times. Keep the resistance on. 1 more. And lift. Well done, hips drop. Legs go long. Stretch it out. Bend the knees. Flatten the back. Pick the feet off. Tummy's in. Drawn down. And then warm up. Right foot down and lift. Left foot down and lift. So just warming up. You're feeling the work in the abdominals in relation to the back. So that weight, that way that they combine and work together rather than battling. Drop and lift. And keep drawing that lower belly in, bringing spine towards the floor, and your focus is keeping your ribs and your hips level. So we know we have a neutral spine. One more each side. Both feet come down, stretch it out. Let your thighs roll out. Now you're going to grab a block if you have one. Don't worry if you don't. If you've got a cushion, pillow, you can pop that between your thighs. So draw both feet off and press that block between your thighs. Now when you're ready, you're making sure you're lining up hips and ribs, and then drop both feet down and lift, drop and lift. So we're bringing the knees up just above the hips so they stack, drop and lift. Two more. And one. Good, release. Stretch it out. And this is a time where we can slowly release the pelvic floor, release the muscles before we switch them all back on again. And then we lift the block, bring it between our calves as we lift our legs up, or our ankles, whatever feels good. You're going to tuck your chin in and lift your head up and reach for your block and hold. So we're just holding here, little pulses, reaching up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the block and release, bringing the legs and arms away from each other. Then lifting all the way up, place it between and reach. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take arms and legs away from each other. Well done. Draw it back up and in. Hold it between and then pulse. 8. Now try not to rock. Okay, so no swinging. Reach all the way up. That's better. Reach. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the block and release it all the way down. So arms overhead, legs to floor, and just hold it here. Then flatten the back. We're going to bend our knees. and feet to the floor. Realign your hips and your ribs. Take your hands, interlace them behind your head and just cradle your head. Activate the abdominals and also your pelvic floor. And then draw the knees into your chest. Squeeze your inner thighs together. You're going to extend that right leg long. So if you lift the head up and just look down that thigh. Good. Elbows can come in. And then we switch it. Switch. So we keep the chin into chest. Elbows can be wide or you can bring them in. Keeping the chin in and just switching the leg extension. Drawing the opposite knee in towards the chest. Push the heel away to elongate that leg more. Really connect with your breath. It's really important. Two more. And one more. Nice. Lower down. Reach it out. Lift the back away from the floor. And then tuck your chin in, roll up and come onto all fours. So we're going to bring that block back between our thighs. Focus work. Or between the knees on the floor, pointing the toes back and bringing your wrists under your shoulders. Now push the floor away and come into your rolling cat stretch as high as you can go. Now lifting your navel up really high, pulse it up. So you're drawing your inner thighs in, so your pelvic floor is activated. And then you're sucking the navel up towards the spine. That lower abdominals pulling up. Your upper back is rounded. Three, two, one. Slowly release into horse stance. Take your knees nice and wide, push your hips back towards your heels and extend your arms long, maybe bringing the block to the forehead. Come onto your sit bones. Swing your legs round to the side and we're going to bring that block again to the high thighs. Stay upright with the spine. Take the arms out. Clasp hold, relax your shoulders down, lean back so you can keep the spine long. So we're not doing this. If that's happening, come up a little bit and think about your posture. Relax your shoulders down. Squeeze your inner thighs in tightly to that block and then twist to your right side, bringing your hands to your ribs. Lovely. Take it back and then go to the left and twist and back to center. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in and out. Twist. So with the squeezing of the block between the thighs, this helps to keep our hips square and still. So the rotation is happening from the spine and that helps us get into the obliques. So we twist. So try and look over that right shoulder. Take your eye gaze with you to the left shoulder. See how we twist and rotate a little bit deeper when we take our head with us. We've got one more each side. Inhale, exhale. Now release. You'll feel that in your inner thighs. So your adductors part of the core, you'll feel that there. Just cross, remove the block and just fold. Now, if you have a pillow, just grab it for your pubic bone and you're going to come onto your front. So this is for our core back. Okay, this just takes any pressure off the pubic bone. Bend the elbows, stack the hands one on top of the other. We're going to bend the knees. Press the heels towards the ceiling. Push the pubic bone down and then lift your knees off. So you want to have your ankles not kicking to your bottom, but stacked above your knees. And then you're lifting your thighs off and lowering. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. So this is good for firing up our glute muscles and helping with our core back strength. So our core is like a girdle that holds everything together and stabilizes, but we need the help of the muscles round about to support this area. So they need to be strong too. So glutes and into our back. And again, lift and lower 2 more times. And again. Well done. Legs down, hands under shoulders. And push up and back. Hips go all the way back and rest your forehead down. We're going to come onto our backs. Rolling down through our spine. Drawing our knees towards our armpits. Our big toes will connect. The arms will come inside the thighs and palms together. Now we're going to tuck our chin in, and as we lift up, we reach our fingers towards our big toes. The knees come towards the shoulders and squeeze in, and then we pulse. So the only movement will be the shoulder blades lifting off the floor. That's it. Focus on the movement from the shoulder blades as you reach your fingers towards your toes and draw your knees in towards your shoulders as you lift up. So see that work in the lower abdominals as you do that, and the work in the upper abdominals, and mid abdominals as you reach out. Make sure you're breathing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take your arms overhead, stretch your legs out. We're rolling our thighs in, so legs are long. Flex the feet. And as you lift the right leg up, you're going to keep your hands together. As you breathe out, we roll up. We take a twist beyond that thigh. Okay, out to the corner. Breathe out and pulse. So the leg draws in as you reach out. Yeah? 3, 2, 1, and release. So that gets right here, right above the hip bone, right into the obliques. Well done. Lift the left leg up. We lift the head up. We take the arms to the outer left thigh. Okay. And then we breathe. Bringing the leg in as we reach past. Two more. And one. And release, arms overhead. Well done. We're going to do that again. If you find it's too much to extend the leg, then bend the knee. So we might be here. Okay? On our second set. So hands come together. You choose. And then reach. 2, 3, 4. So you're bringing that back shoulder forward. 5, 6, 7, 8. And release. Oh. Let's do the other side. We lift it up. It's a good job. You're muted. Over to the other side. Are we ready? Got 8, 8, 7, 6, 5. Leg comes in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it out. Good, lift up. Onto the elbows, palms to floor. Pick the legs off. Extend the legs. Drop them down. Lift them up. Drop them down. Now, what I want you to be really careful here is you're not pushing the belly out, that section we were speaking about. So it's about not dropping the legs too low. Okay, so drop it, and then hold it. Yep. And then lift it back up again. Yes. Drop it down. Nice and slow. You can take it in stages and hold. You're going to see when that belly pushes and you're going to lift it back up again. Okay, keep pressing into the elbows. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Hold it. And then lift it back up. Good. One more time. Drop, 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 drop. Hold. Exhale. Well done. Cross the legs. Come back up and take a fold. And then lift. Let's just take a nice twist to the right side. And then a little twist to the left. And then bring your arms wide and high. And then interlace the fingers, lean to the right. And then lean to the left. So this just helps the sides. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep the tummy in. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale, one more each side. Over. Pressing that opposite hip down. Lift and one more. And back to center. Hands come to the chest. Just close your eyes. Just breathe. Bring the hands forward. Bring your chest forward. Stretch off that lower back. And then lift your chest. Give yourself a clap. Well done.